As if this is a presidential primary year, there's a lot of questions from consuming government that we could be asking candidates. What I'm asking people to do is when they, especially in New Hampshire, when you go see a candidate or in Iowa, bring a copy of consuming government with you. So as you're waiting for the candidate, you see somebody else walking around with consuming government, you've got something in common. Start talking with them. What section did you like? What are you going to do? Then when the candidates talk, there's a number of ideas in there that you could be raising questions and ask the candidates if they support or what they want to do. Just some of them I wanted to bring up. One of them is budgets. Companies that make profits have budgets. Governments, we call them budgets. Really, it's purchasing and investments because they're taking our money, they're purchasing things, and they're investing it. So shouldn't we change the name? Do they support that? Next, the way we hire or look at the presidential hiring isn't the way we should be. They come and talk to us. The CEO of a company, they would never hire that way. We need to have televised presidential job interviews where it's a bunch of people that know what does it take to succeed in the job. Never mind your platform. What are the skill sets, the abilities? It's a very hard job, all right? What does it take to be effective? That's what needs to come out. So should we have presidential job interviews? Like to change the way we have the presidential primary structure. Fully support some small states like New Hampshire, like Iowa, maybe South Carolina, maybe in the Midwest, where it's very easy for the candidates to travel around the states, you get out and see everyone. But after those four, what we need to move is to regional primaries, to bring down costs, make it more efficient. So we break the country into 7 regions, and every 3 weeks, we have the primary in that region. And then year over year, we change that order. Phone surveys. I can't stand it when we get a phone survey and they list 3 of the candidates. Not all of them, all right? They need to be listing all candidates. Do they support that? We have consumer protection laws for all the things we buy. Our biggest purchase is government. Should we need a truth in advertising for politics law? Okay? All right, I think that all mail, all the junk mail in New Hampshire, we get a tremendous amount of junk mail, we should all be able to have return to sender. So should they be forced to pay a higher postal rate so that it can be sent back? All right, you talk about election, we want more participation. Why is it a random Tuesday? All right, the Friday after Thanksgiving is just about a national holiday. All right, let's have election day every 2 years or every 4 years for the presidential on that Friday after Thanksgiving. All right, we're still shopping. All right, we're shopping for our biggest purchase. Construction projects. You ever driven by a construction project and see everyone standing around with a sign saying this project was brought to you by governor or whatever? All right, would you support that we have signs that saying, is it on budget? Is it on track? Is it running late? Give us information on that. The consuming government talks about tort reform. They do this in other countries. All right, if you go, to sue somebody and you lose, you've got to pay a small percentage of the cost to try to bring down all the frivolous lawsuits and hopefully medical to bring down insurance costs. This is something we talk about, lowering the income tax for essential services. So teachers, social workers, police, fire, the people that we need, all right, would you support lowering the federal income tax for these groups so they get higher net income and the communities don't have to tax the residents more? We've got to end the murder, the mass murder, the slaughtering of people. We need to restrict weapons of war. And consuming government talks about that, saying that if you want weapons of war, you have to be part of a well-regulated militia. So let those groups that say that they must have these weapons, all right, they have to be part of a well-regulated militia. One of their members goes off and kills a bunch of people, they're not well-regulated. They all lose their right to own weapons of war. Another one, community-focused turnaround goals, the opioid crisis. Just like if you go to, you look at your local baseball team, you got the box scores. All right, how are they doing? What's happening? Every community need box scores. We need the numbers. All right, how many people do we have addicted? How many people in recovery? How are they doing getting back? The whole community needs to be focused on these numbers to not only stop the increase, but the people that have become addicted, get them back into society and back up on their feet. All right. Another one is a little bit difficult, but it's a tough subject. As Americans, we're too big. Okay, there is too much girth. So would the president support goals reducing our girth? That all that extra weight that people are carrying around, that's stressing their bodies, stressing their organs, and driving up what we all have to spend on healthcare.